Hello, everyone. This is session 7 of the Life Coaching Mentorship series with Miss Heather Wilson, who is a women's empowerment coach, and she is working with me over the course of 3 months. I am coaching and mentoring her to help her build and grow her online coaching business, so that way she can help change people's lives, make lots of money, and make this huge, big impact on the world. So Heather, you had lots of transformation and breakthroughs after last week. And I know that, you'll update us, we'll hear all about that, but I felt like last week was a really powerful session. We did a lot of mindset work around fears and trauma in the past, some money stuff, kind of like worthiness stuff. So, just update our audience with, the transformation you've been experiencing this past week with the way you've been showing up in your business.
Yeah, it was a really powerful session, and it just kind of like ricocheted after that session. Everything seemed to fall into place. So yeah, after that session, I started to notice like the universe giving me, like mirroring to me my worth and my value and my magicalness. Because I know, and I don't know if it was last session or another session that we talked about how I really missed like being connected with my intuition and that magical part of me that could like manifest things so quickly, and that, I was really deeply connected to my spirituality. It was like I was getting signs of that showing up last week. And so I started to see that those aspects of me come back to life, and like it was just being reflected to me. And then I just stepped into that. So for one, I was having just some financial instability at the time, and then like money flowed in that I wasn't really expecting to come, and it came in like such a perfect divine time, right when I needed it. That was amazing to wake up to in my bank account. That was awesome. And it just like took a lot of pressure off of me, because then I could focus my energy on creativity. We were selling the last bit of inventory for our cow business. And that was super fun and transformational for me, because, I was just like putting it out there, letting people know that it's available if they would like some, gave the prices and all of that. And it was just so amazing, just how easy that was to get all of that sold like within 2 days, or a day and a half. And then I met up with people that were local, and I shipped out the other stuff, and it like helped me see myself as a businesswoman, which was an issue I was having before, is like taking myself seriously as a businesswoman. But I was rocking it, and that was Tuesday. Yeah. And Tuesday was like, I was in my power. I was rocking it. I was like businesswoman CEO. I like felt so good about everything I was doing. And I just felt like magic all around me. Everything was just coming together. And then, I had 2 potential clients reach out to me. I ended up having one who agreed to the program. So that was super exciting on Thursday. Yeah, I think it was Thursday she wanted to sign up. And so that was super exciting. And so what happened was I had this like shift of seeing my value and my worth. And I really shifted into that to where I had like a solid belief in my program and what I'm doing, and me as a women's empowerment coach. And I just started showing up in a different way and feeling really good about myself and confident. And it was so interesting to witness, because I just felt this huge block from me being able to get to here. There was such a huge block that was in the way, and I didn't know if I was going to get here, but this is where I wanted to be. And I'm on the other side of that now. And it's so like, now I feel like I can sell anything. I feel like my program's going to sell itself. I feel totally capable of being successful, because my heart is in this work that I'm doing. It's just full of love and beautiful intention. And so there's no way that it's not going to be successful.
What do you think flipped that switch inside of you? Because the way you're showing up now is completely different than how you were a week ago. So what flipped that switch inside of you, would you say?
Well, there were a couple things. One thing was this group on Facebook called Lion Team, and I started inviting all kinds of people to it to help it grow. And I started to see all of my friends on Facebook accepting the invite,
Mhm.
and people that I was kind of surprised who accepted it. And I was like, wow, I guess I have more influence than I realize, because, well, and first of all, I was able to see those people and remember all the people I've connected with throughout my life and who I've inspired or who I've helped or just have inspired me. And so it started to show me, like reflect to me, a different Heather than I had been believing I was. So I started to see, wow, like these people, obviously they trust me to come into this group. So like, look at all these people that trust me, that love me, that want to be a part of this group with me, that, like, so that was really shifting me. For one, I could see like my impact and influence. So that really started to shift me. And then it was just like stepping into the CEO businesswoman thing, being resourceful, using my resources to bring in some extra income that was needed at the time. So that was really powerful for me to be like, I can take care of myself. I've got me, I've got this. Like I can make things happen when they need to happen, all as long as I take action. So I was able to see myself in action, and that really like empowered me big time. That sales conversation with that potential client, I just felt so grounded, and like I felt so grounded in what I was saying and about my program, and I felt like my heart in it the whole time speaking to her. And it took the fear away from selling. It took the fear of rejection away, because my heart was just there for her. I was like all in with her in that moment. I was comfortable with answering any questions that she had. I just related so much to her, and I knew that I can help her. And so I was just like in my heart space the whole time. And when I was there, there was no fear, there was no worries or concerns. I just felt so in control of the how I led that conversation. So it was really amazing.
Wow. Oh my gosh, there's so
Yeah.
many gems in what you just said. So I want to touch upon a few of the things. First of all, I want to clear up for anyone watching. Heather had a cacao business. It kind of cut out a little bit and it sounded like you had a cow
Oh.
business. So it's cacao, which is how would you describe cacao?
It's like pure, chocolate. It's
like a sacred hot chocolate.
ceremonial. Yeah, it's like sacred chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, so cacao business, not cow business. And I love that. I love that by you inviting people to that group. And I saw you invited me as well, so I totally need to join that. But you realize like, wow, I really am powerful. I am influential. I can, help make a difference in people's lives. So, right, you're stepping back into your power. You're remembering who you are. Gorgeous. I love that. Let's see. The other thing was, so last week we had to go deep and we had to go dirty with the shadow work with your fears. I'm reading this book right now. I don't know if I told you about it, Existential Kink by Carolyn
Uh-uh.
Elliott. It's a good one. She is all about that shadow work. And basically she says, if we want to do any type of transforming or changing into, our most powerful visible self, we can't just like do manifestation and affirmations and visualizations and that happy-go-lucky, light, fluffy kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you got to go deep into the stuff that you're afraid of, the things that you're ashamed of, right? Because if you don't really address those deep-rooted fears, it's impossible to move forward. And so what happened last week, Heather, was I saw that you really gave yourself permission to let all of the stuff come up to the surface, the stuff that you're like, oh, I don't like this. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to talk about it, but I know I have to. So just for anyone watching, it truly is important to, it's definitely not fun. It's hard. It's emotional. It's heavy. We don't like to go there. A lot of times we want to push away the stuff that we're scared of, we're afraid of, we're ashamed of, but you have to go there. You have to face it head on at some point if you want to transform. So
Right.
I think yeah, the fact that you let yourself do that shadow work with me on that last call
Yeah.
is also a huge reason why you're feeling so good now and so free and remembering who you truly are and how you can serve and help so many people on this planet.
Right. Yeah. Cause I think talking about it really opened that up and released it. And also, because I think it was the last session that I talked about, like, how I missed that part of me who was very connected to my intuition and all of that. I think that called it back in. And because I released, like, all the feelings and emotions around that, like, there was a block there around me being able to tap back into that. And by speaking about it with you and going deep into that, it really opened something up for me, and it really, like, released that block, and like, then I could receive again. I could receive, and so I just received in so many different ways this week. It felt like a month packed into, like, 4 days. Like, it was like the first 4 days of the week, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's only, like, Thursday. I feel like I've just, like, lived a lifetime in this week. It was so amazing.
Amazing. Okay, so when we were checking in earlier on Voxer, I said that I wanted to quickly touch upon these two situations that you had come up against with, having people reach out to you that were interested, and there's kind of, some roadblocks coming up right now. So if you want to, like, quickly tell us what, without obviously sharing the name of the potential clients, but, just kind of tell us the roadblocks that you're coming up against and the action that you took for each one, just to show everyone here who's watching that it is normal, when you're selling and following up and reaching out and all that, to have these things happen and how to navigate them. So,
Yeah.
so client number one, what was the situation going on there?
So client number one is, that person they're ready to join my program. They believe in it. They trust me. They really want to move forward, but they're having issues with their children, feeling comfortable with their decision to do this program. They're, like, feeling concerned that that their mom is being taken advantage of, and just kind of concerned about those things. They don't know me, so we're having some issues around that. So what I did was, I just, I shared I related to the client, and I just shared, that I understand that they're just really concerned for her, and so it's really important for her to have their support and to move into this with everybody on board, because they're going to be her support team. And so she needs them to be on board with this if she's moving forward. And so what felt best was to have a conversation with all of them, with her and her children, and just talk about, like, what their concerns are and answer any questions they have, and also introduce who I am. Let them, see me on, like, a Zoom call and see my face and get to know me, and just, whatever they need to bring up, that they can bring that up in that conversation. And I'd be happy to answer that and go into more detail for them, because I feel like if they just felt comfortable with me and knew who I was and could feel my heart and my intention, that they would feel more comfortable, with their mother's decision. And they would be a great support for her to have during that 3-month program.
So yeah, I love what you did here, Heather, because a lot of times what happens is we are talking with the potential client, but their family, their significant others aren't talking with us. They aren't meeting us. So they'll get all excited. They'll get off the phone. They're like, yes, I want to do this program. But then their family is like, well, who is this? Who's this random person you talk to on the internet that's charging thousands of dollars to do what? And, still a lot of people don't understand what, professional coaching is. And
Yeah.
so I've done this before in the past, and I like that you offered this as well, is you can offer to do a call, like a group call with a significant other or the family members who are feeling doubtful. Just so, like you said, they can meet you, see your face, feel your energy. So I have done that before with a couple clients in the past, and it worked really well. And afterwards, like, the partner was like, okay, I see that this is a good person, and you're going to get a lot of value from this. So for anyone watching, if you have that situation come up where you're having a partner or family member not be on board, offer to do another follow-up call and to, talk with them and just hold space for their fears, their objections, their concerns. That's what we do as coaches. So yeah, like I said, you handled that amazing, Heather, and we'll see what happens from that. And then let's talk about what happened with client number 2.
Potential client number 2. So they were referred to me, and they were, so it was like an introduction email was sent from the person referring and the potential client. And so then I took the conversation from there and sent them a private message. So in the group message, they express how they're so excited to, get started, and they're ready to take action towards the next step. And so I sent another message and just like followed up, gave my, just shared how I'm excited to talk with them, and gave my link, my calendar link to schedule with me, and didn't hear anything back. And so it's been almost a week now, actually. And so so then I did a follow-up email a couple days ago to just see if they received the email, if they got the first one that I sent, just letting them know, hey, I sent out an email. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, because I know how our inboxes can get so flooded with so many things, like things just get missed, or it gets put into a spam folder or some other folder. So I just wanted to see and make sure that they, know to look for that the email's coming. So yeah, I haven't heard back from that, but I did follow up.
Yeah. So I love that you did this, Heather, because what happens is that, right, people tend to get really busy, or their emails get pushed way down to the bottom because we get millions and millions of emails all day. And so you have to keep following up with someone, especially if they said that they were initially interested. And so I usually follow up with people anywhere from a minimum of a week to a couple of weeks, and just like checking in and saying, hey, I just want to make sure you got my email, and I'm so excited to talk with you. Here's the link to book a discovery call again. You're going to have to follow up anywhere from 5 to 7 times with someone before they'll take action. And most people are going to thank you for taking the time, to holding them accountable to their desires and following up. So I'm glad that you took action on that. You could have been like, oh my gosh, she didn't respond back to me. I probably annoyed her. She probably doesn't like me, right? We can make it all about ourselves. And you're like, nope. I'm going to follow up again. I know she wants this. She expressed how excited she was about this. So I love that you showed up as CEO Heather. You followed up like a boss, and you're going to keep following up until you get a response from her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
Yay. Good job.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and dive into the coaching request for tonight. So what would you like to focus
on? I think I'd really love to talk about the onboarding and like offboarding process of, like, I guess whenever you first enroll your client. Mm-hmm. So what that looks like, what that process is, what kind of documents you send out, and then what it looks like when your client is completed your program, your 3-month program, mm-hmm. and it's like an exit, interview and all of that. So what that looks like.
Okay. Yeah, let's definitely talk about the onboarding process, the exiting process from working with someone one-to-one. So, and then what would success look like for you by the end of the session tonight?
It would look like just having a clear picture of that process, and feeling confident and comfortable in being able to recreate, that in my business as well.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident and comfortable do you feel with your own onboarding and exiting process with one-to-one clients right now?
I'd say probably a 6.
Okay. And where do you want to be by the end of the session?
A 10.
Okay. So let's have you begin by explaining to me, because I know you've already onboarded one-on-one clients. So tell me what your process is already, and then we can see where the gaps are that exist for you.
Okay. Right now, my partner helped me create a contract. So I have sent out a contract. And also my
let me jump in really fast. With the contract, what platform do you use for your clients to sign that?
It's JotForm.
Okay.
I think is what it's called.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah. And then I sent out it's kind of like a overview of the program, and like what they get, what results they can expect, and just a detail of the structure of the program. And I also included a bio about me in this document, just because it was for the client who has the children that, were having some issues. So I figured including that might be something she could share with them. It has an overview of the program. It talks about me. And I thought that would be a first step, a gentle first step of introducing me in this program. And then, go from there.
Great. And when you send that overview, is that like through a Google Doc, or how are you sending that?
Yeah, it was just a Google Doc.
Google Doc. Okay. All right. So you've got your contract, you've got your overview of the program. Is there anything else that you do to onboard your clients?
Well, that's it so far. I haven't created a payment portal or anything yet, like my offer page. So I haven't done that just yet.
Okay.
So far that's it.
So you need a way to accept payment?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you have a welcome or intro questionnaire form yet?
I do not.
Okay. Okay. I mean, there's really not this whole process doesn't have to be really complex. I've seen some coaches who make it they just send page and page after page of like stuff to read through. And you got to remember that most of the time when people are hiring us, this is the first time they're ever doing something like this. So a lot of this is just the language is new, everything is overwhelming and new. So if we can make it as simple and easy as possible and let it flow, I think less is more in this situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you're at with that, but I know for me, my core wound is I'm not enough. And so I always try to overdo everything I do. And I've learned to kind of have to scale it back a little bit. So
yeah, my preference is simplicity, because a lot of people that I'll be working with are people probably going to be women with health issues, and so sometimes they can feel easily overwhelmed by even the smallest thing. So everything I do in my program is going to be catered to simplicity, just making it easy as possible, totally understandable, using a language that anybody can understand. So
good. I love that you're already stepping into the mind of your client and saying what challenges are they struggling with and how can I make this as easy as possible for them? So that's great. I love that you did that.
Yeah.
So it sounds like everything's good to go with the contract and you have it in a way where they can sign it online, right? That's what job form is. Because a huge pet peeve of mine is when, and I might be doing it wrong, I don't know, but when people send you documents and you have to actually print it out and then take a photo and upload, and I'm just this sucks. It's the old school way of doing things. I think every online entrepreneur should have some sort of way where your client can just easily type in their name and they don't have to print anything out and go to the Kinko's or whatever. So
right. I was going to do an Adobe sign and fill document, and John Paul was like, oh no, let me help you with that. And so he has something even better where they can just sign it on this platform, and I'm like, oh, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So
okay. That's great. So that's all good to go. I love that you have you give an overview of the program and a little bio. Adults like to know what to expect, so I have the same thing. I have a welcome letter, and I just kind of share them what to expect in the sessions and how to arrive at the sessions, or emotionally, spiritually, and kind of just give them an overview of what to expect of the program. And then and then I don't have a bio, but I like that you add a bio because that's really good, just to increase the know, like, and trust factor,
Yeah.
So, okay. So then in terms of payment, do you have any ideas on any platforms you would want to use to accept payments at this time?
Yeah. So my offer page will be put on ClickFunnels. I'll create a Stripe account on there. Mm-hmm. So I just need to finish my offer page. I just have a little bit left on that to complete.
Okay. So after you get on the phone with someone, you're sending them the contract first after you get off a sales call, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the next email they're getting? What's the step-by-step process? Would you send them an email with the link to your website where they could pay, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think the first step would be like sending the just overall view of the program and then the contract for them to go over. And if they agree to all of that, then I would send them the link to go ahead and do the payment.
Okay, got it. Okay, that sounds good. And then I would recommend doing an intro questionnaire as well. The reason why, and I can always share the one I have with you. Did you fill it out?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll
probably did.
it to you. But yeah, you filled it out to do the program. But it's a good way to understand where they're starting at, what they expect to get from their coaching sessions, and it's a really good way to measure and track results. I also do a halfway survey, and then I do an exit survey as well. And so it's really good for like testimonials, and like on my website, I have like 85% of my clients say that they'll hire a coach again. 90% of my clients said their confidence improved. Like you can actually track and measure the results that your clients are getting, so you can use that as like statistics and facts on your sales calls. And
okay, that's awesome. Yeah. And I noticed like when I was writing out my questionnaire, my exit interview for my client who just went through my program, that like you can easily write a testimonial from these questions that were asked. So I'm like, that makes it easier for the client to just like plug in, you know, the information here that's already jogged their mind, so they could easily put that into a testimonial format. Like, So I was noticing that. I'm like, oh, these are like questions that lead you to how to create a testimonial, basically. Like guide you.
Absolutely. So do you have a way to create your questionnaire form?
So I was going to look, I think you said that on like Google Docs, they have like an option to create a questionnaire. Is that right?
So not on Google Docs, but on G Suite, you can do Google Forms.
Okay. What's it called? G Suite?
So it's G-SUITE. That's where that's where I got my business email through, and it's really cheap. I think it was like $5 or something, and then you get access to Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Forms, like all of that stuff. So that's a good way. You could also do Typeform. I know a lot of people use Typeform. There's lots of different platforms that you can use for surveys and quizzes and stuff.
That was my next step in the process. After I finished adding all the questions that I want, then I was going to look into where to put them, because I didn't want them just in a regular document. I knew I needed to do like a questionnaire thing.
Right. Okay. So we're going to have for one of your commitments to find a survey platform to use that's going to work for you. Okay. Perfect. So is there anything else that feels like it's missing from your onboarding process?
I think that feels good. I think that would be enough.
The only other thing is missing that I can see is they need to have the private scheduling link so they can start setting up sessions with you. Do you already have a scheduling link set up?
Yeah, I have Acuity.
Okay, perfect. So like for me in my welcome letter, I put all of the things that they need to download. Like, so I put the link for the Voxer app that they need to download. I give them their scheduling link. Like I try to condense everything all into one document.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, because mine will be doing Voxer too, so that would be a good place to put that.
And I'm happy to send you all of my stuff if you want to like see how I do it, and if you want to model after it as well and find what works.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think you're good to go for your onboarding. So now let's talk about your exiting process. So tell me what you have set up so far.
So far, I just have where I just, I congratulate them for going through the program and just talk about how, just celebrating them for making time to invest in themselves and commit to their own personal growth and empowerment and all of those things. So it's just like that. That's like the first paragraph of just celebration. And then I invite them to take the questionnaire. And then it's just like a exit interview type thing of just like, what was your life like before you joined this coaching program, and just questions like that taken kind of like step by step goes deeper and deeper into the experience. And then at the end, like, what is your life like now, now that you've gone through this program? So, really getting a clear picture of like, and helping them see and understand how far they have come. Because we don't always think about that, like where we started. And after 90 days, it's really fun to look back and be like, wow, that was where I started. Okay, now I can see. So so I'm just asking questions that get them to like see, how far they've come. And then also, asking how I did, how they, and what they enjoyed most about the experience with me, if they felt comfortable, if they felt seen and heard, and if there's anything I can improve. So I just have that questionnaire.
And when you say, so this is a questionnaire form that's already filled out?
Well, I've just kind of brainstorm questions to ask.
Oh, so do you like verbally ask them?
No. So right now it's just a document I'm creating. So it hasn't been created yet.
Okay.
So I've just like been brainstorming the past few days of like what I want this questionnaire to look like. And so it's like a draft right now. So now I'm just like, I've got lots of different questions there. And now I'm like process of elimination. What ones do I actually want to keep? What ones do I want to let go of?
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like drafting it right now.
Yeah. Okay, great. So it sounds like once you find a platform to use for your questionnaire form, then you'll just put all those questions you have drafted on there.
Yeah.
So I like what I heard you say is that you use the last session as like a celebration. I do that as well too, because they've come so far, and it's nice to reflect with them everything they've been able to accomplish and achieve over the course of your program. And then something I would recommend doing is if you try to give them the survey to fill out after you're done, a lot of times it's not going to get done. People forget, they say they're going to do it. So I have it as a requirement that our second to last session, I say, okay, for your homework this week, I'm going to send you your exit survey. I need you to fill that out before your last session, because we're going to go over your answers together.
Okay.
Works so much better. So I would recommend doing that.
That's a good idea.
And then if you put links to like your Facebook page or your Google page, or like I have that at the end, I ask them for a testimonial. And I give them a little like Mad Libs guide on how to fill out a testimonial. And then I put like, you can fill out your testimonial here on my Facebook page. And then I always, I send them a thank you gift in exchange for taking the time to do a testimonial and to do like a closing out celebration gift.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah. And then the last thing is I always say, and we're going to explore what next steps look like for you in terms of support. So like with some of my clients, some are like, I'm good. I don't want to work with a coach right now. I want to process everything I just learned. Some are ready to, they're like, okay, I want to keep working with you. So we do another package. And then some, will go on to do like different programs or work with other coaches. So I just stay really open to saying like, in order for you to keep moving forward with your goals, what kind of support do you need moving forward? And I really help them to figure out what that looks like, and not obviously coming from a place to pressure them to sign. But so have you thought about like doing anything like that with your clients?
Yeah, on like the last call, I was thinking about doing that. I knew like my current client wasn't in because we had already talked about it, so I knew that she wasn't in a place where she could, because this was a pro bono client, so I knew she wasn't in a place where she could invest in continuing to work with me. But she did say that when she has the financial ability, she would love to work with me again. So.
Perfect.
Yeah, but I would probably have that conversation, on our last call, I would say.
Okay, great. And do you have a wait list set up yet for people who are like in between that are going to be in that in-between stage of like knowing they want to work with you in the future, but maybe they don't have the funds available right now?
I don't know. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I just created one for myself recently, but I created a landing page on ConvertKit, and I have people sign up to work with me one-to-one that aren't quite ready yet, but they want to like lock in my prices and for the next 6 months, and they want to stay updated when I'm going to release like new offers and programs. So that way it's not like just throwing them out to the wind, but it's a way to keep in touch. And so that might be something to think about, is like, creating a wait list for them too, if they're not ready to do another package with you just yet.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So then they would just sign up for that, and they would just kind of receive emails from you and
just like updates. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when they're ready, then they would just jump in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. I never thought about that. That's a good idea.
So does anything feel incomplete for your exiting process with your one-to-one clients?
I think I would love to see kind of some of the documents that you have on that too, because I think it was the you offer them a gift, and for doing it was the like step-by-step how to do a testimonial or whatever. That sounded really helpful.
Yeah.
That was something I hadn't thought about doing, is like actually like guiding them how to do that.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I can send you the exit survey so you can see how that's set up.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good to see the structure of how you're doing that.
Yeah. And did I give you the Build Your Life Coaching Biz in 7 Days course?
No.
Okay. I'll give you access to that, because I also have all of my processes and documents uploaded in there as well.
Okay.
I didn't realize that you didn't have that yet.
No, I did the 7-day challenge with you, that one. Yeah. And then we jumped into this.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you access to that. So for anyone watching right now, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I have this amazing course. It's called Build Your Life Coaching Biz in 7 Days. It's only $97. And all of the stuff that you all are hearing me talk about tonight, I have it all in that course. So I have my intro survey, exit survey. I have the contract that I use in there. I have all the different platforms that I use in there to onboard clients. So this course is really designed to help you find your first paying client and to get them ready to go to start coaching with you. So it's an amazing course. So you all should check it out. And I will include a link below in the description section where you guys can check that out. But Heather gets it for free because she's working.
Yay. Thank you. That's an awesome gift.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it. But I literally was like filming it on the day that I went into labor with Lincoln.
Really? Oh my gosh. Wow.
I remember like I was like filming the videos, and then I'd have to like stop and like breathe because I was having a contraction.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Wow, the crazy things that we do, right?
I know, right? Entrepreneur mom doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go ahead and check in. So you wanted to be at a 6 with your process, or you were at a 6, you wanted to be at a 10 by the end. So how confident do you feel right now with your onboarding and exiting process with clients?
I'd say I feel at a 10, knowing that I have, documents coming my way to help me like visually, because I'm such a visual learner. Right. So that's why it's helpful for me to see these things. So I feel at like a 10, because I know that once I see them, it's just all gonna be so super easy for me to plug it in and make it recreate my own stuff. Definitely. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, literally show me something that's already done so I can model my version after. Exactly.
Like talking about it is great, but like, if I can just see the structure, then all the ideas start coming. Then I'm like, I know exactly what I want to do. But like, until I see it, it's harder for me to kind of understand what I'm creating. Mm-hmm. So.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you get everything that you needed from today's call?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay.
I did that and more.
Perfect. Okay. And then how would you like to acknowledge and show gratitude for yourself today, Heather?
I would just like to give acknowledgement for just my curiosity about the blocks that I have. And I'm just always so curious about the psychology of my mind and just like understanding myself more and understanding why I'm blocked around a certain topic and just being so willing to dive into the depth of that, no matter how painful. That's something that I love, like, it's not fun, but like I love the growth that comes afterwards. I just love personal growth.
Yes, I agree with you. I love how committed you are to doing the deep personal work. So that way, you can have the breakthroughs on the other side and you can come out on the other side feeling, more confident and more reassured and freer and just all the things. So thank you. Thank you for being so committed to doing this work on yourself. So that way you can, help others to do this work too. It's so inspiring to watch.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Heather. Well, I am going to be on vacation next week, so we will not be meeting next week. So that'll give you more time to, work on getting your onboarding and exiting process set up with your clients. And I will put everything in your to-do list after we get off here. And then we will be in touch in 2 weeks.
Okay, awesome. Well, have fun on your vacation. Are you going somewhere warm?
We are going on a yacht trip on the Florida Keys.
Oh, nice. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, soak up that sun.
Thank you. All right. Well, enjoy your own little spring break. And I can't wait to hear all the amazing things that happen in the next couple of weeks for you.
Me too. Thank you. And I'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Sounds good. Bye, Heather.
Bye. Bye, Krista.